Can you give us an update on the Southern, or Mr. Caddy, want to do it? Southern Structure Plan?
Well, we'll do it jointly because we're in the process.
Yin and yang.
We're handing stuff over at the moment. But my understanding is that we're still with some pre-petition submissions are about to close off. Yeah, about the 20th of this month. Yeah.
Okay, so the submission period hasn't closed yet.
So remember, this is a retrospective look as well. So we're talking about where we were when this report, at the end of March, essentially. And when, for each project, there were a number of milestones. There's been some, when you get some slippage, as you have with some aspects of this project, then it's a recognition that we won't be completing all the things that we intended to complete this year on that particular project. But we may, obviously we'll get through the pre-consultation part, but we'll probably be able to an analysis of
the analysis of bringing that back for adoption. So the target year of adoption of the options paper and the consultation will be done by the end of April for the analysis, and then bringing that back to what will be the board for approval by the financial year.
And then will you have submissions by then?
No.
So you can't finish this financial year because your movement is just a work. So if the green in the bottom column says you're on budget, your timeline of June the 30th, end of this financial year, won't be met because you won't have finished your submission process.
That was never designed for the full submissions. It was just the pre-consultation that the council formulated what then put out for consultation.
Yeah.
So
then you still have to hear submission after that.
That's the next step. Yeah.
Just a quick to query. Just one other question in terms of the timeline. Then how much of this slot are we talking?
It's probably approximately sort of 6 weeks or 2 months at this stage.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so that was 15/40 Rugby World Cup, AC Valve refurbishment, all in the greens as arranged. Down to page 15/40. You can see council workshop to discuss solid waste management. It's got a slight privilege in time, but there is a workshop booked to the main. You've got to remember sometimes these are our fault we get slippages too, because we simply haven't given the staff our time so they can workshop us. So it's teamwork. Anything more on that page about the water treatment facilities? Last page, 15/42, nothing very much on there. Okay, moving, everyone's happy with that, on to the actual performance report, which is starting on 15/44. Start on that page if you like. Do you wish to comment at all?
These are the financials that we tabled at the last council meeting. Remember, they were hot off the press, and council agreed that we include them a month later. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got.
Could you just surplus before taxation, page 15/44? What's happened there?
Well, we've still received additional NZTA rating subsidies in respect of what we were expecting to, and that was a time thing related to the
because the ETA came forward.
And that represents 14.8 million more than we were budgeting for. So that's really most of the driver between the operating surplus budgeted versus the operating surplus. Actual operating surplus budget was 1.8 million and this is now 14.4. So if you offset that by the reduction in our regulatory income and things like this, that's how we ended up with such a high surplus. It's really to do with that NZTA subsidy. It's a time thing. And remember that the crazy thing about accounting treatment is that even though that ends up being a subsidy towards capital, it actually has to come in as income through P&L. So it's just a quirk in the accounting treatment. Because it comes
But what I'm saying it basically happened because of that ETA coming forward from our projected March, April opening this year, which is actually now, back to last October.
Correct.
Okay. 15/45. 1546, 1547.
Just a question under working together, community engagement, and it has reference to E at the bottom of the page. Rates remission greater than budgeted by 102,000. Two questions. One is why is it greater than budgeted? And two, of that community engagement, which I assume includes all the costs for rates remission, how much are we actually remitting?
That's a growing number as we clarify the ownership of a lot of the Maori land, especially down at the southern end of the lake area. We require evidence through the Maori Land Court as to multiple ownerships, and as we work through that, then we have no choice but to proceed with remissions. Because we are probably more on top of that issue than a lot of the councils, we are finding that we are processing remissions a lot quicker, and hence we are in excess of budget. So, but the advantage is that we are getting a far better understanding of our rating database and can better plan for what the actual income will be in the future. Instead of saying this is what our rates will be and then find that we don't get anywhere near it because we've allowed all this narrow land.
So my question remains, what roughly are we remitting each year in terms of lost revenue for remissions?
Well, the question whether it's lost revenue, legally we can't claim that. And as you see from the page 1545, we're 117,000 below budget as far as our rates revenue is concerned. And we've said here that the rates remissions are 102,000 in respect of that area. So overall, the total remissions per year in respect of the Maori land is probably in the vicinity of $500,000.
And nearly all of that, or most of that relates to Maori land?
Most of it relates to Maori land. We don't commit anything really outside of the Maori land.
Okay, so in this, these figures here, that figure falls under community engagement. So is that correct?
Well, as far as the treatment of the remissions, yes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, the electricity contract at the bottom there, we've entered into a contract trust power.